With there being no additional information, anybody have any questions for us? All right.
You want to adjourn first, or you?
Asked the new chief of IT for Stark County some questions, and one thing that he brought up that I think that you folks are the appropriate people to follow up with, he indicated to me that the Stark County commissioners had a role in bringing him on board, and if so, what prompted that, and give us a little background of what went on between the commissioners and the auditor to bring a person like this gentleman on board.
I personally did not have any role involved in him coming on board. I don't know whether any other commissioner did or not, or Commissioner Creighton. I did not. I mean, he was presented to us in the course of,
So the commissioners.
We don't have that authority, Martin.
Yeah.
That is strictly the auditor's
yes.
role as the chief of the IT center, as the direct authority to make that hire.
Right. But there weren't any, he just didn't understand the dynamics of, because the commissioners aren't aware of being involved at all. Do I have that right?
In the hire? No.
Well,
I think
or
everyone agrees.
discussions about upgrading technology across the county. You know, maybe I'm being,
Lots of those.
I didn't mean to suggest that you were part of the hiring process. My apologies for not making that clear. I'm interested in the commissioner's interest in bringing the county together technologically, and how long have you been interested in that? And I'm not wanting a lot of detail, but just kind of a summary of what your involvement has been in that.
I think realistically, ever since we passed the sales tax, at which time, the general, financial health of the county began to improve. We started to look to, because we had cut back on the budget to the auditor, to the treasurer, and to the extent, as required, by the way, in the area of IT development, things of that sort. And at the point in time, to my recollection, at the point in time that we reversed the economic condition of the county, the auditor, in our discussions, brought forward, and again, at that time, it was with Anita, a series of proposals as to again, similar to the need for capital infrastructure repairs to our roads and buildings and so forth. He indicated the same problems existed in our IT infrastructure and backbone, and it was critical to us. And we've had one incident of the failure last year, I think, that indicated that
Probably pushed it, yeah.
We had a need to upgrade the system, so there's been a continuation of that. I think if you go back and probably look at our appropriations over the last 2 or 3 years, you'll see some significant and growing appropriations in the areas of IT, and it's something that we agreed is, this day and age, it's just absolutely necessary for us to come into the 21st plus century.
Too, and as a county, we kind of reached a crossroads where we had programmers on staff programming changes for every department with their little kind of special niche type of software for a prosecutor or whoever. And so anytime something needed changed, the programmer had to go flip those switches and make those programming changes. Where really they're trying to look at moving toward a more supportive role. You buy software off the shelf, your IT techs as opposed to programmers. But that change happens over time, and it is definitely, everybody has to buy into, that's the direction things are going, instead of having their a la carte program changes. But technologies allowed that discussion to even come up, and this board certainly has been very supportive of upgrading our backbone of the county.
And upgrade, yeah. Not only the upgrade, but also the integration of various offices and so forth, so everybody gets on, again,
on the same
page.
I mean, that is the major benefit, and if the county saves money, which I think is very likely,
Yes.
that'll just be a bonus.
Well, the other thing too, I think that the data board
Yes.
has really tried to clamp down on the Lone Rangers that have been out buying equipment without really any thought.
The
to how
data
it's
board.
got
what-
away with that.
What is the data board?
There is
do?
an IT board.
Okay.
And it is made up of the county commissioner, clerk of court, board of elections, recorder, auditor, and treasurer. And I will tell you, having been on that board back in my early days to now, it has dramatically changed. In the old days, there was not a hairpin bought down there without the approval of the data board.
I see.
It kind of got away from us, got away from someone over the years. I'm, again, not pointing blame to
Right,
anybody,
right.
but things kind of changed. That's what resulted in all these people going out and doing their own thing. And I believe now that we've come to a point where they've seen they can save money, they control the environment.
Right.
We're not programming every little change, as
Right.
Brant said.
Right.
Because in the old days, they didn't want you to go out and buy something. They wanted to control that at the center. And I think now with technology, fresh sets of eyes, more educated people that are there, that they have seen that this will put the county in the right direction by taking a little bit more control. So now we, even at the data board, I sit on the data board on behalf of the commissioners. We've sent out the edict. You will bring your things before the data board and they will be approved. And then, we approve here too, the financial end of it.
Well, and so it really is a counterbalance. If we see a major purchase getting ready to be made, the inquiry here is, have you
Has
cleared
it-
this through IT? Is everybody on board? Is this what is needed? How's it going to interact with the system? Just to show you recently, independently of each other, building department had expressed the need for looking at additional software, upgrading software. Independently, sanitary had expressed the need of needing to upgrade their billing software, but they've also done a lot in the GIS field. Maybe integrate all that together. Well, IT just had a meeting with sanitary, building department, and the health department, which is the Board of Health, that's a separate entity, but they said, hey, let's us join in on this too and see if there's one size fits all solution that we can all join in, purchase, share the purchase of, have one unit supporting it, IT supporting it. That's the kind of collaboration that I think we all want to see move forward, but do it efficiently, do it cost effectively, and do it strategically. So,
Well, for the commissioner, since you came on board in either late 2010, which in case of Commissioner Burnaby, and then first 2011 for you, Commissioner Creighton, you have to be very pleased with the coordination and the collaboration and the integration of county operations that with very little real authorities. So it seems to me you have to be very pleased with what you've been able to achieve.
I think it's team effort.
Yeah, and I think we're
Yeah.
making progress. It's
We're-
not,
yeah,
we're
we
not at
aren't
the
there
end of
yet.
it,
Yeah.
but,
You only eat the apple one bite at a time. And,
How about frying the chicken? I hear you're making
Really?
fried chicken for
Hey,
dinner.
how'd you know that?
A little bird told me that. So you can only cook the chicken,
a dying bird.
One piece at a time.
One
We
piece
do it
at a
now.
time.
But we have made a lot of progress, but there's still a lot to be done. But the cooperative, it's communication, cooperation, and collaboration.